Hey, I'm Dr. Cadwell. I want to, first of all, welcome you to this conversation today. It's going to be with a real life person, just like many of you out there who probably have had or are having some of the exact same struggles that Gary's having. He's got an absolutely amazing story, and we frequently talk about, or I'll talk about on the radio show often, that we see people from really both ends of the spectrum, people who are not necessarily feeling unhealthy or sick or anything like that, but just can't get rid of weight, or they just want to lose a little bit of weight. And then we have people at the other end of the spectrum who want to be healthy, want to be well, but they're on a tremendous amount of drugs, and they're not really getting any assistance or help from the traditional approach in terms of achieving that goal. Well, Gary happens to be one of those individuals who was at that end of the spectrum, not feeling well, and was on, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different drugs, and also an insulin pen to try to keep his blood sugars under control. So you're going to hear an amazing inspirational story, and I want to have him share the majority of it. I'll ask some questions, and hopefully his story inspires you and helps you to understand the power of this body that you and I live in terms of its ability to heal. When we start to provide it what it actually needs, what it really needs. And that's essentially what's happened with Gary. And by the way, when you start to do that, the weight begins to take care of itself. I know many of you out there are told, hey, go lose some weight and you'll be able to improve your blood sugars, or get rid of the migraines, or improve your digestive system and get off the drugs or whatever it is, and you've attempted to do that and it's never happened. There's a reason for that, which is why we want to encourage you to come in and sit down with us so that we can actually discuss your specific situation like Gary's and come up with a game plan together. So Gary, welcome. Thanks for coming and sharing your story. It's amazing, and I'm honored to have been a part of it. I'll tell you that right now. So tell us a little bit about what was it that ultimately got you to come into Nutrimost.
Well, I had been gaining weight, even with the diabetes and everything else, the insulin, all the drugs. It hadn't slowed me down any, and the meds were just masking a whole lot of different things. Mm-hmm. And I talked with my sister about it. She has been on the program before. Her husband's been on the program. He lost, I think, 40 pounds. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know, I wasn't real confident in it to begin with.
Yeah.
But the fact that I was intrigued by all the weight that was lost and everything else, and hey, I could actually have a better way of life. Mm-hmm. And be actually healthy and not just on a bunch of drugs.
You thought, what the heck, huh?
Right.
What was there? Had you done other diet programs before? What you considered to be diet programs before this?
Not really.
Not really.
Not
okay.
really. Most. I started at a security job at one point and lost 40 pounds just by walking all the time.
Yeah.
And I was down to, I think, like 165 or something. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't anything like this, and it wasn't in that quick a period of time.
Were you on all of the drugs at the time that you were having that?
Yeah.
So you'd been taking the drugs? Okay.
Yeah.
So you obviously saw what happened with your sister, you saw what happened with her husband, and you thought, all right, I'll check this out. You didn't necessarily, in your mind, feel confident that it was going to, provide weight loss and health improvement and all that stuff that we were discussing with you, though. Is that correct?
Right. I figured the diabetes and the drugs would be a major problem to get off of, and to be able to step away from without major doctor help.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. So you said, all right, you took a leap of faith and you decided to jump into it. When did you start the Nutrimost program?
In July of 2016.
July of 2016, and today's date is January 7th or 6th? Today's the 6th, right? So
Today's the 9th.
today's the 9th?
Today's the
Okay.
9th.
So today, all right, so today's January 9th. So let's just call it 6 months. So essentially within 5 to 6 months, you're now off of all of these drugs, is that right?
Right.
You're off of the insulin.
I don't take any
So
of
you
these drugs
you
now.
take none of these drugs anymore?
Nope.
And you're no longer on the insulin.
Nope.
How does that feel?
It's actually great. When I started, I couldn't sleep through the night without help.
Yeah. A chemical.
Yeah.
Okay. So needed a drug in order to put
I
you to sleep.
never knew that I could do it without it, because when I had started my security job at night,
Mm-hmm.
I had to have something to help me sleep during the day.
Gotcha.
And
Is that when you started the sleep aids, the sleep drugs?
yeah,
Okay.
over about 10 years.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then basically with that kind of sleep aid, you have to graduate to more and more and more until you can't take it anymore and your body just says, nope, sorry, not going to do it anymore.
Right. Right. And that's pretty common when you look at sleep drugs. They're like they're the drugs that people are given to fall asleep, to deal with the anxiety, depression. Those sorts of things are, what we call neurotransmitter disruptors, and they become brain scramblers basically. So they start to scramble neurotransmitters in the brain, and start to affect people, and they're very addictive, which is why when someone like you that's been on them for a long period of time has a difficult, or wants to get off of them, has a very difficult time coming off of them because of how addictive they are.
Right.
So tell us, at what point did you begin to either do it yourself or work with your physician on decreasing, the sleep drugs and some of these other drugs, and how did that, because coming off of that many drugs and stopping insulin and being able to get off of insulin within a 5 to 6 month period is pretty unprecedented for most people
Right.
that are on this type of thing because of the current way the system's set up. When you got going on this program, obviously we talked about how the key to your weight loss is ultimately to get to improving function on a cellular level. And as we begin to improve function of the body on a cellular level, then you're going to notice things are beginning to improve, and you're probably going to need to talk to your physician or start to do some things to reduce the chemicals.
Right.
Right? So at what point did you begin to realize, oh my gosh, I need to start reducing these drugs?
Well, at the very beginning of the Nutrimost program, I stopped most of the regular drugs.
Okay.
The last two was the insulin and the sleep aid. The sleep aid took a little bit more than a week,
Mhm.
and I took some. I did some not aromatherapy, but
Essential oils.
yeah,
Okay.
some stuff to be able to help.
Yeah, yeah.
Acupuncture.
Right.
I went to acupuncture to help me sleep a little bit, to get me over
Right.
the beginning of the being without the drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And that helped an awful lot, and I was amazed that I could sleep without any external drugs, because it had been 10 or 12 years.
Over a decade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
That I had started at like one pill and was up to 4 a day.
Right. Right. Okay. So you began to, what did you begin to notice in terms of, just your overall health and well-being? Obviously you began to notice, okay, I'm losing some weight. Great. And that's why most people come, I realize, is they want to lose weight. But I'll tell you, just like I told you, the key to your weight loss is going to be that we start to get things functioning internally on a much, much higher level. We've got to get the body working again on a cellular level. When that happens, good things happen from a health standpoint, but the weight starts to melt off. So what did you start to notice that you thought, man, this is more than weight loss?
Probably within about 2 weeks or so,
Okay.
the weight started going off, but the weight wasn't the big thing for me. The
Yeah.
weight was, it was still going. It was still having trouble because there was a lot to go.
Mm-hmm.
but I was amazed at how good I was beginning to feel within a couple of weeks.
Yeah, within 2 weeks. Okay.
And the food's great.
Yeah.
You know,
Real food.
I wouldn't have figured that the food would be that good. I eat good and was losing weight hand over fist.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the first bit had a hard time coming off,
Yeah.
and I probably had some doubts to begin with.
Yeah.
When we had talked on the phone about them. But once I started to feel better, then it all went downhill from there. It wasn't the fact that I was just losing weight. I was feeling better from a total health standpoint.
You're starting to get your life back.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And quality of life for you wasn't great prior.
Oh no, it wasn't. Sitting on the couch watching football. I still sit on the couch and watch football, but
Right.
but
But
it's
you can get up and go do
but
things
it's
now?
different. Yeah, I can.
What are you doing now that you couldn't do 6 months ago, 8 months ago?
Actually, walking up and down the stairs doesn't hurt me as bad. I don't slunch over now
Yeah.
because I don't have 50 pounds of belly sitting there.
So you've lost how much? We haven't even talked about that.
I've lost 50 pounds.
50 pounds. Gary,
I was 207 when I started.
awesome. And today you're at what?
I was at 156 this morning.
156 this morning. Okay, very cool. So you're off. See all these, everybody? Goodbye, right?
Goodbye. I don't need them.
Congratulations, man. I mean, unbelievable. Actually unbelievable. So you brought some other things here because these were clothes that you used to wear. So this is a t-shirt that you brought. So that looks a little big for you now. So
That is way big for me now.
so this obviously is not what you wear. You mentioned that these were the shorts that you wore in your before picture,
Right.
and you obviously these would fall right off of you now.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
I'd have to have 3 belts on there now.
So those are not something that you'll be needing, obviously.
No.
So like I say, in a relatively short period of time, your life can be transformed. Gary's has been transformed in a very short period of time. And Gary, would you say that you now feel empowered? Has this program educated you and empowered you to a point where we've given you the tools so you know how to live your life?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I have a part-time job that I do, about 10 hours a week, and I started about a year ago, I guess.
Okay.
And now I'm actually looking for something full-time
Okay.
because I can,
Right.
and because I'm healthy enough that I can walk around and stand for longer periods of time, and my ankles don't hurt, my hips don't hurt, my knees don't hurt.
Yeah.
You
Think.
know.
You got clarity.
Yeah, the only things I've got now is I've got a arthritis in my left shoulder,
Yeah.
but that's it, and that's only if I'm lifting something and I try to lift just with that shoulder, then it tells me no, you can't do that.
What sort of, give us an idea of the percentage improvement that you've achieved in just this 6 months since you started this program, since you did this program, and just your overall health, your well-being, your energy, your sleep.
I think I feel about 75% better than what I started out with.
75%,
And
fantastic.
I'm gonna guess my sister would say even more because I'm more talkative and
Yeah,
I'm more engaging
yeah,
where it comes to the way I was before. I didn't talk to anybody.
well, when you're on that many drugs, a lot of times you don't even realize how doped up
No,
you
and I
are,
didn't-
that's
I didn't realize it.
Yeah, and that's very common. So the people that in your family and all that, they notice it more than you. But for you to say 75% better than where you were when you started is absolutely insane. You're a drug-free guy. Congratulations. The program, you believe, has empowered you and educated you.
Absolutely.
It's sustainable. You eat real food. You're not eating any prepackaged garbage or any of that stuff, right?
No, it's
The real
great
deal.
food, and you know, keep the calories where they should be, and
You're good to go.
yeah.
So what would you say to these people out there that are watching you right now that might be struggling like you were?
I would say if you have any doubts, throw the doubts out. This will work. I had major doubts to begin with, but everything is good. My quality of life is better than I would have imagined.
Yeah. Gary, you're a true inspiration, my friend, so I do appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You have given us the opportunity to help you, and I know because of your story, a lot of people out there are gonna, they're gonna hopefully take that step, and they're gonna be in the same position you are now, so.
I appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, you guys. Appreciate it. Amazing story. Would love the opportunity to meet you as well, because you too can take control of your life like Gary has and become as healthy as you choose to be. So have a great day.